Contract of guarantee. A guarantee is a contract to pay the amount due from another person in case the latter fails to pay. It is made to enable a person to get loans, goods on credit, employment, etc. Well, a contract of guarantee is a contract to perform the promise or discharge the liabilities of the third person in case of his default. The person who gives the guarantee is called the surety or guarantor. The person to whom the guarantee is given is called the creditor. The person in respect of whose default the guarantee is given is called principal debtor. What are the essentials? Well, these are the essential features of the contract of guarantee. And as we move along with them, we come to know that uh, tripart contract. In a contract of guarantee, there are three parties, namely the principal debtor, creditor, and surety. Under the contract, these separate contracts are made among them, and consent of all parties is necessary. All the essentials of a valid contract are also required for a contract of guarantee. The principal contract exists between the principal debtor and creditor, while the secondary contract exists between the creditor and surety. Consideration. It must be supported by some consideration. It is not necessary that there must be a direct consideration between the surety and the creditor. A consideration received by the principal debtor is sufficient for the surety. It is not necessary that it must result in some benefit to the surety himself. Misrepresentation. A guarantee obtained by means of misrepresentation made by the creditor regarding the fact of the contract is invalid. If consent of surety is obtained by a misrepresentation, the surety will be discharged from his liability. Concealment. The creditors must disclose all the material facts regarding the contract to the surety before entering into a contract. But if the creditor conceals the material fact of the contract from the surety and thus obtains his contract, the contract is invalid. Primary liability. Under contract of the guarantee, the primary liability is of the principal and secondary liability is of the surety. The liability of surety arises only when the principal debtor defaults. The liability must be enforceable at law. If the liability does not exist, there is no contract of guarantee. Writing not necessary. It is not necessary that the contract of guarantee must be in writing. The contract may be oral or written. It may be expressed or implied. The implied guarantee may result from the conduct of the parties. Capacity of parties. All the requirements for a valid contract, those are free consent, consideration, lawful object, competence of the parties, etc., are necessary to form this contract. However, the incapacity of the principal debtor does not affect the validity of a contract guarantee, but the other parties must be competent to contract.